Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Sanjiv Singh Jhansal. I am here to discuss about some social problems which affects everyone's life. In this modern era, there are too many social issues that affects everyone's life. Some of them I mentioned here like racism or caste system, in which people get abused or abused to other caste or colored people. Crime and abuse is very common social issue that related to all other type of social issues. Violence is increasing at an alarming rate in these days. Family problems can never be neglected and unstoppable. Inequality is product of fixed mindset. Drug use is also highlighting in these days among adults. Sociologists have studied the various characteristics of social connection provided by relationship. Social isolation refer to the relative lack of social relation. Social inclusion refer to the overall level of participation in informal social relationships such as spouse and formal social relationships such as relationship with religious institution and volunteer organization. Relationship quality include the positive aspect of this relationship, such as emotional support from other important people, and the stressful aspect of the relationship, such as conflict and pressure. The network of social relationships surrounding a person, especially the structural characteristics, such as the nature and intensity of each social relationship. Every aspect of social relationship affects health. We discuss the general health effect of these relationship characteristics and use the term social relationship and social relationship interchangeability in this article to facilitate the discussion. My today's topic is about racism or casteism. That is a huge problem in India because here is so many castes and due to the fixed mindset people always judge or analyzed by their caste here. Not only people give priority to caste but also other things like religion, color or skin and language. These are very considerable things. People are tolerated by these things too because these things play a role as a feature of caste system. According to the historical social theory, the origin of the caste system can be tracked back to the arrival of Aryans in India around 1500 BC. Came to India, the Aryans despised the local culture and began the conqueror and control the northern region. India, while driving the indigenous people to the south or into the jungle, the mountains of northern India. The Aryans were divided into three groups. The first group consisted of warriors and they were called Rajanya. Then they were renamed Kshatriyas, and the second group consisted to priests, and they were called Brahmins. The two groups competed politically for the leadership of the Aryans in the battle, and Brahmins won. The third group consisted of farmers and artisans called Vaisyas. The Aryans who conquered the occupied part of northeast India conquered the local and made them their servants. There are too many effects of caste system now. Number one is it hinders the nation unity. The caste system developed a parochial feeling and made the people unduly conscious to their own caste. Many a time caste interested were given priority over national interest. Thus, the whole system stood against the very concept of national unity. The second one is it stood against democracy. The caste system ran contrary to the democratic spirit. Democracy pursues human equality, but the caste system believes in equality. and there was a hierarchical arrangement wherein the Brahmins were at the top, whereas the Sudras were at the lowest rung of the ladder. Next is it resulted in suspension. In the caste system, the lower castes were suspended and represented by their higher castes. The Sudras were very ill treated and they were not allowed to come to the public place. Even their shadows were considered profane by the higher caste people. Interdining and intermixing with the lower caste was not allowed. Thus, the system was solely based on exploitation of the lower castes. Number four is it hampered national development. Under the caste system, only the few got the scope of control the national life, and the other were arranged in serving the higher caste, like the Brahmins and the Kshatriyas. In the national interest, it is essential that all the section of the society should contribute to the social welfare, but the downtrodden section did not have any voice in national development and advancement. Next is it resulted in religious conversation. Uh, the dominance of Brahmins was intolerable on the part of the Sudras, who were the most neglected people in the Hindu society. They were easily allured by the ideology and philosophy of Islam as well as Christianity. Many of them embraced the new faith. In this way, the caste system contributed to the expansion of Christianity and Islam in India. Caste system is result in the creation of the class of idlers, the Brahmins being at the top of the caste were supposed to the teach and preach religion, but in course of the time they become apathetic to their avowed profession and did not devote themselves to this task. They knew it very well that they would not be thrown out their castes despite their insincerity. As a result, they began to live on the labor of their caste without any useful contribution to the society. Thus, a class of fiddler came into existence of Hindu social system. It also resulted in the introduction of untouchability or untouchable. The worst aspect of caste system was untouchability. The untouchable suffered from various social, economic, political, and religious disabilities. In the name of religion, they were thoroughly exploited in the most inhuman manner. The lower caste were placed in the category of untouchable. Their children were never allowed to be educated and they were compelled to take unclean occupation. The Sudras women were prohibited from wearing dresses in the manner the Brahman women dressed themselves. They were not allowed to use public bell ponds, places, or worship, etc. The fear of the wrath of God and religious convention made the lower caste follow all the religious prescriptions and proscriptions. It gave a lower status to women. In the caste system, the women were utterly neglected. They enjoyed a very conservative and traditional type status. They were they were denied the privilege of higher education. They could not voice their opinion in public affairs. The women belonging to the higher caste led to still more precocious life due to the practice and child marriage, the prohibition of widow remarriage, the desire for a